All right, hey cuties, I'm Lanikia, and you are watching What Happened on the Soaps, the Young and the Restless edition. Today is Tuesday, August the 1st, 2023. Happy first day of August. Let's go ahead and get into this. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this one like a 6.5. It was solid to me. I'll give it a 7. It was good. It was a good episode. But they showed some of my favorite people, so that's what probably made it good. Let's go ahead and knock out some people. First we see Lily and Lily and Daniel. They're talking. She brings him up to, I guess that is that where he's staying. She has the key to his place. But anyway, she brings him up to that place, and she wants him to paint to try to get his mind off of everything, and he's like, okay, but he doesn't feel inspired by anything that he's painting. So he's just like, oh, I'm not inspired. And she said, oh, I'll give you some inspiration. So then he paints. She comes out nude and everything. I mean, it's love in the afternoon. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'll skip through them. Not that it's anything wrong with them, but I watched some of it and just kind of, it's just love in the afternoon. Let's move on. Then we go over here to Summer and Chance. Summer needs someone to talk to, and honestly, she doesn't have her husband now. She can't tell her mom. She doesn't. She can't tell Daniel. Daniel, we talk. So she needs someone to talk to because she has no one. And so Chance is that sounding board for her. And he told her, listen, this is not, civilian to cop. This is just friend to friend talking. That's it. And so she lets him know that she's worried about Phyllis, everything. She feels like there's something else going on, and her mother just isn't letting Daniel and Summer in on it. But she definitely thinks there's something else going on, and she's worried about that. And Chance is just a sounding board, and she said she's worried about going to prison. He said, I will talk to Christine about that because Cricket knows this girl done lost everything. She's paid the price for helping Phyllis. Truly, excuse me. She paid the price for helping Phyllis, and he says he doesn't think Christine is that heartless. Excuse me. And he also said anybody that can't see that sometimes you can get in a jam and you make impulsive choices to help somebody you love, especially if it's your a parent, they're just heartless. I said, well, I've been saying that Kyle was a spoiled brat because he said, who can really tell anything about Kyle, like saying that that Phyllis was out there, and she said Kyle, and he probably would. I can't believe it. All the stuff Summer put up with Kyle, and it's one thing to sleep with Audra, but it's another thing to feel like this man would turn you in. But anyways, she just so they talk about that, and he said, at the end of the day, Christine knows you've been through a lot. And then they talk about Kyle sleeping with Audra and how she thought her marriage was going to go to the end. And I said, how did you think that, Summer, when you were the one always, excuse me, y'all, always having to compromise? She really was. She was always having to compromise with Kyle and accept things that she didn't want to with Kyle, and to not speak her true feelings for Kyle. Even Daniel told her at one point, you can't keep burying how you feel so that Kyle, he's walking around here happy. You're the one burying all your feelings. So how did you think your marriage was going to last? Because there's only so long you can do that. Trust me, I know from experience. So then, they talk about that and everything, and then they're just friends. And I like these two together, not so much as a couple, but I like the friendship. Like sometimes, why can't they just be friends? And so let's move on from that. We go over here and we see. I'm sorry. Child, we go over here to Abby, Devon, Tucker, and um, Ashley. So Ashley's over here talking about this whole feud with Jack Nim and how she feels like Jack Nim got married just to spite her. I mean, a part of that is true, but then another part is Jack really do want this woman, and that's why he married her. And Ashley's like, why can't you just let it go? You already left the company. You've done this, and I'm not picking sides. She doesn't want to pick sides or whatever. This is Abby, and it's just like, she just wants her mom to let it go. And so Devon sees this is getting heated. So he says, how about we change the subject? Don't we have a wedding to plan? And Tucker says, yes, thank you. Thank you. Let's change it. And so then Abby goes off with Ashley because she's been planning has some ideas. And Tucker goes with Devon. And Tucker asks Devon to be his best man. He said, don't think, like, speak on it now. Take some time, think about it, and then maybe come back with your decision. Devon says, I don't need time, because he can see that Tucker is really trying to change. So he's like, I don't need time. I'll go ahead and give you my decision now. And so that's exactly what he does. He tells him yes. So of course Tucker is happy about that. Now over here in the corner, um, Abby is really trying to talk to Ashley about her wedding, and Ashley keeps staring off, looking off at Tucker, and just brooding. And so Abby says, "Do y'all have? Do you know how many people you want there? I don't know. We want it small." And she said, "Okay. Do you know a date? I don't know. We don't haven't decided on a date." She said, "Well, that's a good place to start. Like about when would you like the wedding or something?" Ashley can't even focus on it. She don't care about this wedding. And Abby said, and that's exactly what Abby said. I'm starting to think you don't even care about marrying Tucker, that you're just doing this out of spite. The same way you said Diane and Jack got married to spite you is the same way you're trying to marry Tucker. Mama, that's wrong. Tickle me. She said, that's wrong. What is wrong with you? Like, what's going on? And so Ashley tries to say, no, it's not the same thing or whatever. But at this point, Abby has had enough of her mama. So they're saying their goodbyes, and it's a little bit chilly. And even Devon, when they left, he mentioned that. And Abby said what some of us have been saying. And she said, because we've been known this, because Tucker has always told Ashley, you got Simply Ashley now. We're happy. Why don't we just let this go? And Ashley is the one that won't let it go. She's the one that keeps pushing and pushing and pushing. And so now Abby tells Devon, you know what? I was wrong about Tucker, that he was the one pushing this war with the family. She said, I don't think it's him. I think it's my mom. My mom is the one who's doing this, and it's not Tucker, like, has a battery in her back, have her doing it. And I said, everybody keeps thinking that it's Tucker who's a bad influence on Ashley. And actually, it's Ashley who's pushing everything. So anyways, y'all, that's it with them. But I still like Ashley because ain't nobody better than Ashley on these soaps. The look, the acting, I love me some Ashley. But let's move on because I'm a girl. Anyways, then we go over here to Phyllis and Adam. I like these two together, like their acting and everything. I like them together. They have good chemistry. So she come bring him a cactus and says, how did Nick and Sharon take it? He said, honestly, at first they had their reservations, and she said because of me, and he said no, because I hired you without talking to them. He said, but once I told them that you're trying to redeem yourself for Daniel and Summer, of course Nick paid attention to that, and they were like, okay. And so he said, but I know that's not like what you want me for. What you want? And she said, okay, listen. I need you to get some information on Tucker for me. And he said, what kind of information? And she said, information that I don't want to destroy him, but I want to be able to say I can destroy you. And he said, so you want the sword, right? And so he tell her what's going on. She don't want to tell him. I said, girl, you can't ask for that kind of information and not tell. And so, but Adam ends up figuring it out. He says, I knew that EMT guy just coming out of the woodworks was just, it didn't make sense. He said, that's what Tucker got over you, right? He paid that EMT guy off to say that he saw what happened. And she said, well, what if it is? And he was like, girl, because she told him, she was like, I don't want to go to prison. And she was like, the way she was talking to him, he figured it out. Adam's not he's not dumb. And so she said, will you help me? And he said he don't know, because Adam really is trying to be on the right path. He just said, I'm trying to do better. She said, but I know. She said, you don't even have to get your hands dirty. Just tell me the information that you got when you did a deep dive in Tucker's company. And he said, I did a deep dive. And she said, how deep? And that's when, he started figuring it all out. But I don't know if Adam is going to help Ashley or not. I mean, Phyllis or not. Because she got herself into this mess. And Tucker, I don't know. Because I think Michael would have ended up eventually. He would have found the EMT guy, and this wouldn't have had happened. But because Ashley wants this ammunition on Diane them, this is how all that came about. That they have this um information over Phyllis and are trying to use her to get at Diane. And Phyllis just doesn't want to do it anymore, honestly. She's just like, I just want to have a relationship with my kids at this point. I don't want to go after Diane. And Tucker and Ashley know that. And they're pretty much blackmailing her, like, if you don't do this, then you go and taking your butt to prison. And she doesn't want to go to prison. So I don't know. I don't know, child. But anyways, that's it. That's all, y'all. That's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you tomorrow for all new episodes of What Happened on the Soaps, The Young and the Restless edition. Goodbye.